the broad global engineering community that we have represented today, what is the future really going to look like? With so much disruption changing so much of what we do, how is that going to force us to come up with new sustainable business models which will not only deliver but will thrive?
So we continue to lead our conversation around shaping the vision, this year with a particular focus on building successful businesses in an environment when so much is changing.
What we have to do in terms of creating value to the customer, whether you talk about collaboration, whether you talk about innovation, whether you talk about investment that we have to do as a company to support the industry that we serve today.
Just want to focus a little bit on Scient as well. Obviously they're working very closely with globally based companies with regional centres here in Victoria, Rio Tinto, Telstra, Thiess, Bombardier, all important companies for us, and they're also playing a leading role by investing in the future by helping to fund research scholarships for students at Deakin University. I want to congratulate Scient on that, giving a little bit back to the very people that give them their workforce, but also again to acknowledge that that's something that a lot of companies need to start doing. It's about working a little bit smarter and working with our resources at our fingertips in a way that we can actually use them in the best possible way.
It's our people that I think, Nick said it, our people need to embrace what's coming down the track at a very, very fast pace, and it's the digital disruption.
Today, we have zero contribution to our bottom line and our sales from telecommunication because we missed it. So the pace of time, and I think the lessons learned out of this is just, you make good money with something. You try to say, well, there could be disruptive technology, don't touch it because, it probably upsets my current business, is completely the wrong thing.
But right now, we're facing significant change. There are new technologies that are coming into play with batteries, with solar, distributed generation, and customers being much, much more active in a space that they just used to set and forget. That creates a need for innovation and a need for change in our business.
There's a massive opportunity we're missing out on here, I think, in Australia. You talked about, the largest export industry we have being education. We could double that if we actually thought more strategically about where we could impact globally with what we have.
Innovation needs to be part of your genes. You need to practice it. You need to put the right people together. You need to network. You need to do all these things simultaneously, and only then can you have a chance to succeed. And then 9 out of 10 will fold up, right? Innovative projects. So you need to be quite tough to accept that 9 of them will fail. But high risk, high reward. If one succeeds, you have a whole business model and can build a whole new business behind it, right?
The way that my boss, the CEO of that company, the way that he fostered innovation is by giving liberty to his R&D engineers and the teams to make mistakes. It starts with understanding that success starts from failure. And if this culture is embedded in a company, a failure can be easily turned into a success.
And I think engineers don't actually understand innovation that well. They think they innovate in everything they do. And so to be able to articulate that is actually quite a sizable innovation and something which is actually bringing about change is something you do need to foster in your organisation.
The discussion that we've had today has just been a wonderful mix of ideas, opportunities, food for thought. It's nice to take a little bit of time out of our busy schedules and spend the time thinking, but not just thinking in collaboration with other like-minded people.